Hello and welcome to this edition of UpClose. I'm Xiao Jun in Beijing Four Seasons Hotel with VanNess. Welcome, VanNess.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your new album.
Thank you.
Well, it was released in July this year.
Yes.
It was the first one in 2 years.
Yes, close to 2 years.
Yeah. Right. What can you tell us about this album?
It's one of my most proud work, I think.
All right.
That I'm really happy about. And it's my most honest work, I believe. And, it's part of me. It's like my baby. And,
All right.
I put a lot of work into it, from producing the music, writing lyrics, to the music videos, directing it, and also editing it myself. So, it's everything that I've wanted to do, and I feel
So
like
this is your own work.
This is
your own baby.
Yeah, it's my own baby. So it's something that I feel like I've been wanting to do for so long with my past albums that I wasn't able to achieve, but I was able to finally do it with this album.
This is so unusual because if you take another look at the music industry, it's been challenged by everything going digital, and some musicians would choose to retreat, say, to some other areas. But here, you are here with your new album.
I've always loved music, since I was a kid, and I believe that music is one of the most important things in life. It brings so much joy to people, and it sets, I believe, the tone and the mood, no matter where you are, what kind of atmosphere you're in. As long as there's music, you're able to feel something. And I feel like it's important for people who love music to continue to do it, no matter what, what the outcome is. I believe that lovers will always outwork the workers, because my love for music, it's not work. It's creating, it's life.
You enjoy the whole process of doing it?
I love it. I mean, I've always wanted to do music, but first I did the TV drama instead. So this is really my first time that I'm able to do a full album, to where I feel like I was able to put in 100% of myself into it. As before, it was really dictated by the record companies or management companies, or what they think I am, who they thought I was.
So you also mentioned you did a lot of work in this album. You did compose and lyrics.
Right.
And
they gave me the title visual director. I don't even know what that means, but all I know is just from everything that you see, from the designing process of it to the pictures, the clothing, everything, the layout of the whole album, I pretty much discussed with the whole team, did it myself certain points, and that's what you have in your hand.
So that's pretty much you were in control this time for this album.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, are you someone who likes to be in control for your own works, or are you also someone who could be comfortable when everything is arranged by people around you?
Well, I mean, I'm more comfortable handling everything myself, but I tried that in the past, and I realized you really have to just start trusting people, and I was really blessed with a very competent team this time that were able to handle the things that I needed to be taken care of, and really understood what I needed to, to move forward on every small project.
Different Man.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Different Man. Because it's a different album.
Surely you were different. From years ago.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Because there's so many different ways to express different, there's so many different meanings to different. Different Man, there's many different angles and different versions. There's a soft gentleness, there's the cool, there's the witty, or there's, so Different Man really just wants to actually convey a message of, I'm actually growing up from the past, hopefully, right? From where I was to where I am now, a lot's changed. And other than that, also, I want to give the message and the energy through the album, through the music, that it's about wanting to be different, wanting to be better. Everybody, I believe, wants to better themselves in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like once you make that commitment and saying yes to being different and to being better, you're already halfway there. So the album is kind of like my journey from being, the way I was before, which was, immature, still growing up, still naive,
Right.
To being who I am now.
You first got to known to your fans in 2002.
2002, yeah.
So in the business after 10-something years, and now being where you are today, you're able to be this different man you always wanted to be.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I guess in those first years, when you first got into the showbiz, it was difficult. It was a different story, right?
Yeah, it's a different story. It was difficult because I was young. I really wasn't well prepared mentally, I believe.
But it seems you always wanted to be in the showbiz, right? You dropped out of university.
Yeah, I did. Don't do that. Well, But I actually, yes, I left, school because I felt like, that really wasn't for me. And when I say I wasn't prepared mentally was everything that's going to come with the job, what the job entailed. I just wanted to do music. I wanted to perform. I wanted to dance, but I wasn't prepared on how to handle what came with it. And what happened was the fame that came with it so quickly, nobody was really there to mentor me or to help steward me into the right path.
But did you have any, say, expectations about, the future world that you would be facing once you're in?
I mean, everybody dreams of becoming
big, successful,
well known, and that's all natural. I mean, no matter who you are, you have some type of desires in that field. But I feel it's how you embrace it and how you cultivate it and how you're able to be responsible with it. I had nobody here to teach me that, and I was just dealing with what the companies would tell me or what people around me would kind of tell me. But even then, they don't really understand fully to the extent of what's going on in my life and how to even understand it. I mean,
your sister didn't give you any.
My
tips
sister, I mean, my sister treated me always as just being me, as her younger brother, and to just always love and care and be positive and try to be, a good person. There's only so much and so far you can do as trying to be a good person, trying to be rather than just being, So it wasn't really until later on that I feel like now I'm able to just take a step back and say, I understand it, and it's really not as important as I thought it was, back then.
But it would be difficult for those, starters and for as a new guy in this business. But when you first get, you returned from the States to Taiwan, and then you were kind of in the show business, but not officially signed with any labels. And what were you expecting? You wanted to try your luck, or?
Well, like I said, I've loved dancing since I was 13. So I've been in some groups here and there while growing up and back in the States. And, coming back here, I had $1,200 US in my pocket, my left pocket, my right pocket, was full of dreams.
And that was it?
That was it. And that's all I was trying to do, is just pursue the dream, And,
So in that sense, you were lucky because you got your first break.
I was very blessed. Yes, I was.
In 2000, that was in 2002.
2002.
Media Garden. And it was such a hit.
It was a huge success, and I'm very grateful for it. Yeah, and it just took me on a roller coaster of a ride.
We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll talk more with VanNess. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Hello again, VanNess. I just took a look at the schedule of you in 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
It seemed every day was booked.
Every day was pretty much booked. Yeah, and everywhere you go, there's just screaming fans. It was.
How did you take it?
I enjoyed it. You take it with as much gratitude as you possibly can without trying to get full of yourself. I just felt like, well, this is really cool. Wow, this, we get to do whatever we want, kind of thing. And the fans, they were so supportive and so loving, and followed us everywhere. And you look out the window, screaming fans just waiting there. And that's a crazy feeling. For somebody who was 22 years old and just all of a sudden started the business after trying to be in the business for 6 months in Taiwan, all of a sudden reaching that success within a year. It was very overwhelming.
What would you say if it happens today? What would you do differently then?
Oh, you need God. That's what I would say. You need to meet God. I need to introduce you to the Lord, and because after I really accepted Christ and became Christian, that's when I really understand what it means to appreciate something, and the gift of just giving, and that is how you receive, and now it's just so much better. I'm able to appreciate every single day and minute of my life, to understanding that even when the bad comes, it's still good.
To be a Christian also changes your life, attitude, lifestyle.
Yes, yeah. To being Christian and understanding the love of God is very, very wonderful. I feel like my life is so much better. And
but in those early days, you were not yet a Christian.
I was Christian. I was actually Buddhist when I came to Taiwan.
Right.
And but then halfway through, I started going to small groups and understanding what Christianity was about more and more.
Right.
Then I converted, but I was never fully devout. I was never really fully walking with God.
When I was preparing this interview, the questions for this interview, and also I talked to your fans on the internet through Weibo, and I said, do you guys have any questions for VanNess? And lots of questions from your fans over there. And some questions, some people are now asking, when are you getting married?
Yeah.
Things like that. And they ask lots of these questions. And to be an icon, it's wonderful, but sometimes you have to face the reality of these, sometimes very private questions from the fans.
Yeah.
Can you deal with that comfortably? Or?
Oh yeah. I mean, my life is in the public, so I'm pretty much an open book to the most part. And I tell the press, you want to ask me anything, go ahead. It just depends on if I want to reply. I'll answer you if I feel like replying, but if there's things that are close to my heart and I feel I should keep private for myself, as some things should be, then I'm going to do that. Because with that part of my life, I've been I feel I was very honest and open with it before. When I started being in my relationship, but the press could be pretty cruel at times, and they use it as entertainment. And once I felt that there was a line crossed and there was no respect and being shown to our honesty and our being open to the public, then I felt like that's something that I'm just going to keep to myself. Then instead,
you would actually draw that line.
Yeah.
And where would you draw that line? Sometimes it could be tricky. I mean, we could. I mean, the press or your fans, they could have different lines drawn.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, like I said, they can ask me any question they want. It just depends on whether or not
It'll be up to you to decide.
Exactly, if I feel like replying or not. Yeah.
Right. So the questions, the one that I asked on their behalf, that's
the question.
Within the line.
Well, I believe everything comes when the right timing is. And when I was younger, I said I'd get married when I was 24, 26, 28. As the time progressed, kept on getting higher. But I mean, I'm in a great state of place with my life and with my relationship, and I just feel like the time will come soon enough, and I feel like everybody should just worry about their own relationship instead of mine so much.
Right.
Just know that I'm happy, and I'm very grateful that everybody cares about me so much to ask, and I won't disappoint you guys.
I mean, it seems you're just fairly open. You're tolerant to any questions that might come up. Do you think that is also, the price or the sacrifice you have to pay to be in the show business?
Oh, definitely. I mean, one of the prices is, your privacy. It's gone completely. Pretty much so. Everybody's privacy is kind of gone, and if you don't try to keep it nowadays, with social media and everything that's going on, everybody wants to be But yeah, I mean, it comes with it. You know, you just take it day by day, and you understand that it's part of the business, and you do the best that you can to be happy with it.
I guess, I mean, from the pictures you posted on your Weibo, you were extremely happy when you were in Africa.
Yes, yes.
What took you there?
My friend Yanni, she's an amazing woman. I mean, she's been working at this orphanage at the Iris Ministries in Mozambique for 4 years with Heidi Baker. Heidi Baker is a pastor from Huntington Beach.
Right.
This Caucasian white lady moved to Africa, opened up many orphanages. So after hearing her experiences there for so long, they planned a trip to Africa this year with our church group. And I've always wanted to go to the orphanages there. I've been to Africa before, North Africa, but I've never been to South Africa, and I've always wanted to go. And so I said, yeah, let's go. And I really wanted to go this time with, you know, just with people that I'm very familiar with, and a small group rather than a big organization. Really wanted to be hands-on. I really just wanted to go and be myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the experience could be totally different. I mean, when you go there, when you see the kids in a different continent, different country, total different living environment, different life, I would say. How do you see the differences?
It's a definite game changer, you know, being there and seeing it. You know, give you a whole new perspective on life, more so than it did before, because this time being more hands-on, I feel even more obliged to do more than I'm doing now, you know. And I just feel like this is not real. This is somewhat my reality, but then there are people's reality that are just so different from mine, and I feel like, you know, I have to be able to keep reminding myself that's happening right now, you know, and that there's something that I can do about it, and I should do about it. We as people should do about it. We as people should want to see this world a better place rather than just for ourselves. And being there, being with the children, and just seeing that, hanging out with them, taking them on the beach just to grab a soda, changes their day, changes their month, you know, makes them so much happier. And the little things in life is what really matters and what really counts. And you know, you go back to basics. You strip away all the glam and all the lights and all the mirrors, and what you have is this pure innocence and truth of life, you know. And you know, being there, I was with this little girl, this orphan, who was 2 years old. Her name is Demira, and I was showing her face on my iPhone, through my camera on my iPhone, and she was she probably could look at herself all day, because there's no mirrors in the orphanages. That when she saw herself, she was so surprised that was her face, and she starts making faces, and she was, the look on her face was just priceless, you know. And that's something that I just think is so beautiful, and I want to be able to keep experiencing that.
We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll talk more with VanNess. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Hello again, VanNess. When you visit those orphanages and when you are in the charity, and people say you're there helping out, you're helping them, but at the same time they also feel they're actually giving back to you some sort of help.
Yeah, I mean, that's why in the Bible it says, you know, the way we receive is when we give. You know, that's how you receive more, you know. And that is so close to the truth. I mean, that's the truth itself, you know. Like, when I give to people, I don't feel like, oh, I'm giving. Yes, they get spent sometimes, I'm tired, but what you receive back is just something that you take away, and that is just, that charges you, you know. And that's what it is. It's a cycle. It's just giving and receiving, you know.
Well, that definitely shows a different side of you.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
There is another different side of you, is when you were seen on TV diving.
Yeah.
Stars in Danger. That was quite a show. Then people would understand, hey, why taking the risk? I mean, it could be very scary standing up on the platform 10 meters high.
10 meters, yeah. It was pretty scary. It was really scary.
Are you an adventurous guy? Or?
Yeah, I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
All right.
Yeah, I really like to.
So that's why you wanted to do it?
Yes, for some aspect. But I also believe that everybody loves to challenge themselves in some way. especially men, you know, men love to be adventurous. They love to explore, you know, and they want to see what they're actually made of. If they can do it, I think that is something that every man asks himself: am I able to do it? Can I do it? You know, and am I man enough to do it? You know, so when the challenge came to me, I was like, it's very interesting. I've always been interested in diving. I love, you know, how they're able to do such beautiful different maneuvers and then land in the water so, you know, perfect. And I was very curious.
Could be aching though.
Yeah, it could be very aching. I mean, it's, yeah, and so it really was something that I was curious about, to see how they actually learn and what's the process. So when I was approached with this, and I love to be able to learn new things, and you know, while I'm working, you know, and I feel like I'm a student of life still, no matter what, always. And learning is something that you can never grow old of, and you can never get sick of, because there's something new out there that you can learn, everything, everywhere, you know, and this was just part of it. And, you know, all I wanted to do was go out there and learn something new and enjoy it and have fun. And I did. I had such a wonderful time. And I got out of it even more than I did put into it. You know, again, receiving more than what I was giving. You know, I just thought I was going to learn something, you know, learn a new sport. But instead, I through each time that I had to jump on the diving board, you know, it was really nerve-wracking. I was really nervous at times and scared that I wasn't going to be able to do it. But it was through constant prayer and constant connection with just, you know, in talk with God. And that actually gave me the peace and the joy and the childlike heart to really enjoy the process and really enjoy the diving.
Well, you learned your diving skills, but I guess, I mean, from watching that program, we could kind of feel that it's not just the diving skills. It's not only about the TV exposure.
Yeah.
It's really when you walk up to the platform 10 meters high.
Yeah.
You have to overcome the fear inside.
Yeah.
That whole process could be even more valuable.
Exactly.
Than winning whatever title that could be.
Yeah. I mean, once I actually landed that 10 meters in practice, I was like, I'm good. I'm done. You know, like, I don't need anything else. This is all I needed. I just needed to know if I could do it. I just needed to know if I said, VanNess, today you're going to dive 10 meters. And if I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to challenge myself. And I'm just going to overcome. And I did it. And once I did it, I was like, okay, you know, I'm good. You know, like, I don't need anything else. I don't need to win. I don't need anything. You know, I don't need any of it. You know, I've already proven what I needed to prove to myself.
That's a quite exciting experience, I would say.
One of a kind.
I'm not quite sure if I would be able to do it actually myself. You know, but let's move on to the next part of this interview, because it seems, you know, to everyone, to your fans, to the industry, you have the whole package. You have the looks, you have you know, your dance skills, and you have the whole package. But we don't really see you that much in films.
Yeah.
You did a few.
I did a few.
And you were even nominated for Best New Artist in Hong Kong, but you didn't do much.
Afterwards, I think I really wanted to try to focus on the music, and then other than the music, the TV dramas that came in, and it was just a really part of my life where I was just really picky with a lot of things, and I feel like the early stage of my life, I was actually, my character was a bit just immature. You know, my heart was just still immature, and I was more envious at that time of other people, and prideful probably too, and definitely prideful, about certain things, and you know, would say like, well, why am I not being able to shoot the movies that I want to shoot? Why can't I do that? Or why can't I do the music that I want to do? You know, so I think that was a lot of struggles, you know, inner struggles that I was going through that kind of really kind of stopped me from progressing more and more into other things, you know.
So to be more mature, to be able to understand people from their perspective, is that the biggest change that happens to you, say, after over 10 years in this business?
No, I feel like the biggest change is just really understanding and knowing my own identity of who I am. You know, this does not identify me. Being an actor does not identify me. Being a singer does not identify who I am. you know, being VanNess Wu, you know, son of God, Christian first, entertainer, artist, actor, singer second. That is what identifies me.
So you're indeed a different man
Yeah.
now after over 10 years in the business, and you're also into different areas. You have your own brands. You have your music company.
I have jewelry brand.
Accessories.
Yes.
Nightclub or.
I used to own a nightclub, but I sold my shares a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're now moving into different directions.
Yeah.
Out of your own interest or out of business considerations?
My own interest. You know, I always loved drawing, designing. Anything that has to do with the creative process, I love. So I believe that anything that will ever entail designing and creativity, I will always be a part of. Yeah.
You've been so busy, and I guess you'll be busier in the future. Now, let's say in the future when you get married, would you try to shift your focus more from your work to family?
I would like to. Yeah, I would definitely like to. But I feel like, you know, I'm definitely going to make time for my family no matter what. But, you know, the work is also something that I love to do. And, you know, hopefully that my family will understand and we're able to cultivate and embrace it all together, you know.
Right. Now we're coming to the end of the interview. Would you like to say something to your fans here?
I just want to say thank you guys so much for always believing in me and always supporting me. And to the new fans, that I'm very grateful that you guys are really appreciating my work now and you know, helping me achieve my dreams and being a part of my dreams. And I can't do any of it without your support and love, and God bless you guys, and I hope that you guys are able to receive the love that I feel from you guys just the same. Thank you.
Thank you, VanNess, for your time.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you. And thank you for watching this edition of Up Close. I'll see you again later.